Hey everyone, Leo with Dreaming Tree, and welcome to the assembly video for our sweet banana split card. Now, the first thing that comes to mind for me with this card is a thank you card. Obviously, birthday comes to mind as well, and knowing you guys, you're going to come up with a dozen different uses for this card. So you should have all of your pieces cut out, just like I do. And in front of me here, I have the card base. Now, take a look at the actual card base here. You'll notice that there's just a little dot in the four corners here. I'd say about a half an inch in from the sides. Okay, and that is to help us position this piece here. The little dot is going to go right into this little crevice here, right there. And then look for the other one down there. Okay, so that's how you know where to put that. And we should have just a little bit of a border here on the left-hand side. So let's start with that. Now, this paper that we're using here has some nice sprinkles on it. You know, some of you like to put some sprinkles on your banana split. I honestly don't even know, I can't even tell you when the last time I had a banana split. I should probably treat myself a little more to some of the sweet stuff in life, but anyway, I've got an image I need to maintain because I'm on video all the time, so probably not as many banana splits for me as maybe I'd like. Okay, so that's in place, and I think I did a pretty good job with that, and I'll get the other one here. And I'll also make sure that when you're putting this down that you kind of see the basic shape of the banana split here, and the word your and sweet should be on the bottom left and the bottom right. Okay, so just make sure that you've got those lined up correctly so that we don't goof anything up. Okay, just easy on the glue here. Now this is a little bit thicker of a paper, so if I go a little bit thicker on the glue, it's not the end of the world, but less is more as always. Okay, so just make sure that everything gets nice and lined up. We're using those markers. Should have a nice even border along the right-hand side here. And that looks swell. Looks pretty darn good. Okay, so that's that. And now we're going to start off with this large piece here. Okay, and we simply just want to make sure that that gets nice and centered. Okay, so we're looking for this piece here, and we're going to put this down flat. Some of the other elements are going to be pop dotted, so they'll have some dimension, but this layer, as well as a few tiny little pieces, are going to go on flat right onto the main structure of our card base. Okay. So get your glue on there, and just want to make sure that you get this nice and centered. Should have a nice, in my case, it's kind of a pool slash light blue, almost a turquoise, not quite. Okay, so we're going to start off with this little brown piece. Now you'll notice a little rip in the paper there. I actually put the wrong piece down. Well, I didn't put the wrong piece down, I missed a piece. So this piece here, you're going to line that up with the very corner right there. It should line up nicely there. And then we're going to take that piece. We're going to take this little piece that almost kind of looks like Lake Michigan, or kind of like the state of Michigan, like a little glove. And we're going to put that right here. We're going to line that up with the little cutout there. And I am making a mess already. It's okay. It just goes to show that I'm human too. I make mistakes. Okay, so that's going to look like that. And then we're going to take this piece and we're going to put this piece right here. Okay. Now, just to kind of help you here, notice that this piece, this is going to get pop dotted, and you can see this little whip here from the whipped cream. This is going to fit in right there. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Just wanted to show you kind of how it fits into that little slot there. Okay, so let's just do a couple little dots of glue. Don't need to overdo it. And pop that right into place like so. There we go. Okay. All right, so on the backmost layer, that's all we're doing. Just these 3 little pieces, okay? Next, we're gonna make the little dish. So you wanna grab this piece. We're gonna grab this piece. That's gonna go right on top. And then we have this red piece. And we also have this red piece, okay? So we're just gonna assemble these in that order. So I'll grab this one here and begin applying my glue. Going pretty easy with the glue here. Don't want to overdo it. So we had a nice 4th of July weekend. It's Monday after the 4th. Finally getting back into the studio and really enjoying it. Grandma took the kids to the zoo today. My girlfriend went with, so I've got a nice quiet house all to myself. The studio's detached, so it's not like it gets loud in here, but it's nice not having to worry about things and focus on crafting. Okay, so we're gonna get this piece in place now. Again, I'm going very, very thin on the glue. Okay. And you just want to match that up. There's 2 little scalloped ends, and obviously the flat edge are good little points to focus your attention on and put your focus on while you're gluing everything down. And then we have the last little strip here, and I'm just going to do very thin dots. And if you overdo it, just kind of rub some of it off with your finger so that we don't get glue all over the place. I kind of already started off a little rough with the first piece that I mixed up. Okay, there we go. So there's our little dish. Now the little dish, we're gonna pop dot that. We're gonna do that in just a second here, but let's build the main part of the split here. And we're gonna start off with this piece here. Okay, make sure I have all of my pieces that I need. Okay, this is actually going to go like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this glued onto our white piece. Go easy on the glue. So this is mostly just a paper piecing sort of project. It's actually, of the bundle of all 3 items, the first one I decided to start with because it's been a couple days here, more than a couple, that I haven't crafted, and I just want to kind of get my feet wet and get into the zone. And before I tackle, the bigger project, okay? So that's that. Next, we're going to take our beautiful, I think this is grapefruit, AC grapefruit maybe, okay? And that's going to go on the top layer. On top of this, we're actually going to use some foam squares to give that a little bit of dimension as well, just to make this thing look very beautiful and layered so that you almost want to eat it. Okay, so just match that up as accurately as you can, just like that. Beautiful. Okay, there we go. And then this piece here, and then we have a little cherry. Okay, now the brown part of our cherry, we're going to glue that together just to kind of give it a little bit of stability since that stem is very thin. Okay, we'll take both of these brown cherries and just kind of smush those together. Okay, and then we have a white layer. So go ahead and throw your glue on the white layer here. And let's pop that into place. A little bit of the stem should be exposed there because of that little cutout. And then we'll grab the red part of our cherry. Just a few little dots. Don't go too crazy. And pop that right on there, like so. And there we go. Okay, so there's our cherry. Now, as I mentioned, let me grab my little foam squares here. And there's some glitter. Okay, this white part, the whipped cream, we're gonna throw some foam squares on these. Now, if you happen to not have smaller foam squares, you can always take and just cut them with a scissor to make them a little bit smaller so they're not taking up so much space and possibly sticking out. We don't want that. Okay, so this is going to go right here, obviously, and I inked that with a little bit of a light blue, or a turquoise would work as well. Okay, then we're going to take and actually put a little foam square on our cherry and put the cherry on there as well. So you can actually glue this down flat if you want. It's up to you. If you want to make it dimensional, by all means, feel free to do so. Okay, so we've got that. Now I can actually kind of start building this. We're going to put 2 layers on our dish, or if you happen to have different varieties of thicknesses of foam squares, like I do here, you can see that this foam square is about twice as thick as this one. So for the actual dish, I'm going to use my larger ones, and then for the ice cream part, I'm just going to use the smaller ones. If you don't have 2 different thicknesses, then you can just double these up. Just put 2 on top of each other, and that's okay too. Okay, so take off your backing. And I think my little boo-boo will be hidden nicely. So that's good. Okay, you just want to match that up with the pink shadow layer on the bottom, the very bottom of our little sundae. Okay, and then this guy, we're going to put some thinner ones on him. Okay. And just kind of spread them out so that they just kind of distribute the weight. That looks good. Sitting nice and flat. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that's really it. And then we have a little caption that we need to glue down. I'm going to grab my handy pick-me-up tool to help me with that. Okay, and just want to line that up with the top half. Okay, there we have it. So that actually worked out nicely. Very happy with that. Okay, now we just have our little caption here. We need to get glued down. Just get all the pieces for that. And with this, again, the key here is to go easy on the glue. Okay, let me find my little pick-me-up tool. Okay, I'm going to start with the word U. And I'm just getting a little bit of glue out of my nozzle there. And then if you feel that maybe you have a little bit too much, just dab that with your finger and smush it down. Okay, and just kind of get that nice and centered in this little cutout area, just like that. Beautiful. There we go. We do have a little apostrophe here. Just make sure the tail of that apostrophe is pointing down, and just need a tiny, tiny little dot of glue on that. And I'm going to dab that with my finger. We got a nice little spot for it up here. Just use something else to hold it down, just like that. And then we'll do the RE. And that's pretty, oh, there's actually an inside of the card that I forgot to put in there. I usually do that first. I don't know why I'm not following suit. It's okay. All right, just make sure that you get that nice and centered inside of the little cutout there. There we go. Okay, got that. And sweet is all together one piece. So that'll just take a second. Again, just putting little dots on it, and then if you just visually looking at it, if it seems that you got too much on there, just kind of hit it with your finger and thin it out a little bit. Okay. And pop that right into place. It's like we're playing Operation. That was a fun game back in the day, huh? Okay. So there's our beautiful caption. That's all in place. And the card is just about done. Now inside here on this side, we have a little insert. This is where you're gonna stamp or do a print to cut, write your little message, whatever it may be. Little thank you. I think that this is a great little thank you card, especially for summertime. So just get your glue on there, pop that right in the center. Just make sure you get it as centered as you can so that you have a nice, beautiful border all the way around. Make it look very symmetrical and appealing. There we go. And there it is. Okay, and no card, no Dreaming Tree card would be complete without a coordinating envelope. So, oh, actually, oh wait, never mind. Oh, we're good. Okay, so I already pre-folded everything on the envelope. Okay, it's gonna go like this. And we have this little guy here, this little flap. It's gonna get glued to the inside here. We're gonna get that nice and centered, and it's gonna make our cherry red. Okay, so we're gonna apply our glue to this part here. Go easy on the glue here. Get it all the way out to the edges if you can. And there we go. And my little tip here is to take this and just kind of slide it up to the crease where the fold is. Make sure it's centered, and then just take that flap and press it down. Now, as you're looking at this, you'll notice that there are two little score marks right there, and that's for the stem of the cherry, which I have right here. And we're gonna just put a couple dots of glue on this guy and just tuck that right into the little cutouts there that guide you. Okay, so there's our beautiful cherry. And now we're gonna take and close this up. So take the two side flaps, bring them in, and just do a thin little line of glue along the inside. I went a little heavy there. There we go. Spread that out. And just take that bottom flap, lift it up, press it down, and there you go. Okay, so that about does it. I do have some extra bling that I'm going to add throughout the actual front of the card just to make our ice cream look more appealing. But there's a beautiful coordinating envelope. There is our card, and that's it. So as I mentioned, take a look at the final photo of the card to see what I added as far as bling goes. And of course, it's up to you. You can add as much or as little as you'd like. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit our subscribe button on our YouTube channel. And don't forget to hit that bell so that you get notifications anytime we release a new product. And if you make this or anything from our new bundle, I would love to see it, and so would the rest of our community. So head over to your Facebook and do a search for Dreaming Tree Group, where you can join myself and we're at about 30,000 now that inspire us daily. So don't forget to do that. But either way, try not to eat too much of this. And as always, I look forward to crafting with you again.